each other out. So, you know, as I said, I think it was tough. We lost some time as a consequence of it. But and apart from hitting your teammate from behind, which is out of order, the rest of it was robust, but it was reasonable.
Jenson, I'm sure, would argue that it ruined his race, though, and that he's really tired.
Yeah, I think Jenson, you know, will be uncomfortable. I haven't spoken to Jenson yet, but I think, you know, Jenson is you know, he's a grown-up, and he'll deal with that. If he was behind Checo and I'd have said back off, don't race because you'll be losing time, damaging his tyres, your tyres, I think he'd be uncomfortable with that. He knows that. So, you know, as a racing driver, if he came out of that and said, oh, you know what, I'm sanguine about it, I'm quite relaxed about that, that wouldn't be a racing driver. So, no, I expect him not to be happy, but yeah, I also know that you know, he's a mature driver. He doesn't want team orders called. If I said, look, if you're racing with a race like call team orders, then they really don't want it. They want to be able to race, but if you get on the wrong end of it, or you feel it's impaired your race, you're not going to be comfortable, and it was tough.
For the purpose of you at home, I'm not sure you'll be able to hear this. This is how it sounded over team radio from Jenson's perspective. Yeah. Calm him down was one of them. I'm sure you heard that. Más tranquilo, I think it is in Spanish. Yeah, lads.
I think it was try tequila, actually.
Try tequila, yes. I mean, what are you going to do? You sit them down together?
Yeah, we will. And as I said, I've spoken to Checo. I told him, I think, you know, that one of the manoeuvres was wrong, and it could have been calamitous for both of them. He knows that, and he told me he was slightly uncomfortable about what he might do in his pants at the time, but apart from that, I think he knows that. But you know, he's a young driver, and hello.
Here he is. This is going to be great. This is air your dirty laundry.
I've been watching you on TV and Martin squirming, so I thought I'd come and help him out.
Your two penny, please.
No, Martin is right. You know. For me, I didn't feel that it was the cleanest racing with Checo myself. You know, I think that it's great that we're allowed to race, and that is fantastic. Martin is right on that. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best race for me. But into turn 4, we were wheel banging, and that's not normally the way I like to go racing. But fair play to Checo. He had a great race. He scored some great points for the team, and that's what we'll take away from this weekend.
Is it something now both of you will sit down with Checo, probably more your side, Jenson, and say, I want to race. I want to race with you. Good job this time around. But wheel banging is definitely taking it over the top. And even when he actually went in the back with you and sort of lost his end plate, that could have given you a puncture as well. So are you going to actually go and say, great, but...
To be fair, I totally blame Martin for everything. You need to be more aggressive, I think, with your words last week. I don't know why they came out, or for what reason.
But it's clear that, and I've told him, and Checo knows, hitting Jenson behind was you know, that is over the limit, and it was tough. He's a very young driver, and we've got a very experienced guy here, and he's had a tough start. So, you know, I think it is tough. You know, did I want that to be happening in the race? Sure as hell not. But I think you know, Jenson knows that Jenson so far has really outdriven Checo in this team, and it's pretty tough as a young man coming alongside someone who's doing a great job like him. And therefore, you can see, you know, you've seen the pressure that's grown on Checo. I think he's got to calm down a little bit now, and he's had, as Jenson said, he's had a great result. He overstepped a little bit, but you know, he will sit with, he'll sit with Jenson, and the great thing is Jenson is a grown up.
But this is a side we haven't seen from Checo in many regards.
I think we're going to, you know, it's exciting to talk about teammates fighting, and me saying what I did on the radio. That's part of racing, and the adrenaline's pumping. You know, I still agree with what I said, but but I think all in all, you know, I'm not gonna take him down.
Is it
in our changing room? No, so yeah, I think we've got to look at this race. I mean, it was an amazing race. I'm guessing it was an amazing race from the outside. There's some great fights out there. I think it's great until something happens, and we just got to be very careful. There's a fine line between us having a great time out there, putting on a great show, and it going a little bit too far. So that's it really. It is difficult finding that balance for all of us.
Before you go though, I just want, can we get this man a headset? So the ginger racer, as you call him, is going to analyse the battle that you were having with him. So
cool.
Can we get him on here? Maybe we can speak directly to your good friend Anthony Davidson. We're really putting Martin through the ringer here as well. Yeah, Ant,
I just
are you
want to hear
there?
what Martin says.
Yes, I'm here.
Can Jenson
Ginger racer.
Yeah, so have a look at this one. Have a look how your teammate overtook you. This is running down the main straight. So Jenson he thinks about defending, but Perez comes down the inside, and it looks like quite a clean move. And then Jenson's hanging around the outside. He doesn't let him go, and that move did actually make me laugh at the time, because it's just Jenson, taking things right to the limit, but typically no wheel banging and very well calculated. But now Sergio tries to do what we were speaking about with Vettel, how he believes that Jenson's going to carry too much speed into the corner, so we're just going to cross the line and get on the power earlier. But Jenson realises this. He's a wily old fox, and he slows down mid-corner, and it halts us in our progress. So we hit into the back of the car, and that's what was going on there, really. So that was miscalculated, if you like, from Sergio. And then later on, we had this moment, well, Jenson was just referring to now, where we're heading down the back straight towards turn 4, and this is the moment where the two cars actually touch. I mean, he's looking to the right, Jenson's holding his line, and we're the ones that are sort of going over to the right and making contact. So now we try and go around the outside, but Jenson's still there, and runs him out of room, and we're off the track. So what were you thinking there then, Jenson, at that point?
So, for some reason, my microphone's not working.
No,
on
Jenson,
my radio.
there is a regulation in there about leaving room when a car's alongside.
I can't hear you.
No, I thought not.
It's gone. I'm serious.
You can't see him, he can't hear me. But I mean, is there any suggestion that racing like that ruined both of your strategies? I mean, can you push and race? Does it eat up the tyres?
They lost time. I think it hurt. I don't think it ruined the
Racing
strategy.
terms, you lost. But did you lose it weak tyres?
I think it hurt me more because, I don't want to let people pass, and for me, that probably hurt me more in the race. Sitting behind, to be fair, I should have realised earlier in the race, but when you're actually behind someone around here, it's weird. It's easier. Down the straight you've got DRS, and if you don't overtake, it's just easier on the tyres if you sit behind. But I didn't think about that early enough in the race, and I was trying to stop people from coming past. But a lot of it was the second pit stop. I pitted after a couple of the guys, and to me, we pitted too late, and then I had to fight my way back past, and I think I damaged my tyres then. But fair play to Checo. He's very quick in the race, and he was quicker than me in the race, and he beat me outright as well as a lot of guys out there today. So it wasn't the best day for me in terms of being able to look after those tyres today.
And for that, we appreciate you coming out and taking the time to talk to us, Jenson. But you go to Europe now, I assume a raft of upgrades, and hopefully that's when you can kick on and have a championship push.
Yeah, I hope so. We're all working. Well, they're all working hard back at the MTC, which is fantastic. And this is hopefully going to be a big deal for us. Arriving in Europe with the new parts on the car, and it's not just going to be put the parts on the car, go fast. I think we will improve, but it'll also help us in terms of setup and where we can put the car with the setup, and that's a big advantage for us, I think, when we get back to Europe.
Okay, I'll let you go and settle this like men inside. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. This is how the